This is the second review of the Ainol Novo 7 Aurora. This is going to be kind of a viewer's choice review. I posted online what people would like to see, and I'm going to try to pack as much of that in here as I can. To review, this is a 7-inch 16:9 tablet with an IPS screen, so it's very vivid. 1024 by 600 resolution, 1 gig of DDR3 RAM, and it's running the all-winner A10 processor at 1 gigahertz. Can be overclocked to 1152. And on the device itself, you have a 2 megapixel camera up there, you have a power, volume, and back button, and then you have the standard kind of ports: headphone, external micro SD, microphone, HDMI, mini USB, and power. So I'm going to go ahead and get this device booting. And overall, this is a really great device. I've been very happy with it. It has run pretty much every program I can throw at it. The only problem I've had has been with Skyfire browser, but there are other browsers out there. Dolphin HD works fine. And in this review, we're going to try to go over USB. People have asked about some games and just some further review with the web and also TV out. I'm also going to just do a side-by-side comparison with this one and a Ainol Novo 7 Advanced and a Ramos W6 HD, both 7-inch tablets. I've got some thumb drives also with FAT32 and NTFS that we will give a go. So the device is booting now, and normally I run it with an overclock of 1152 for the maximum, and a minimum of 300 with on demand, so it can cycle accordingly and save power. I've already set it back to the stock settings, but using set CPU here. Give that a moment to load. As you can see, running at 1008, but it can be bumped up to 1152. And with ice cream sandwich, we can close that out. So let's go ahead and test the USB. I'm going to zoom out here a bit. Now, what you'll need is you need to start with the adapter cable. Changes it to a full-size USB. Just plug that little baby up in there. And I've got here 3 thumb drives. And we'll start with the fat one, which is this guy here. I'm going to just plug him in. And he's connected in there. I'm going to go into File Manager, and I'm going to go to USB, and here it is, the files that are on it. So that one works just fine. We're going to go into Settings, and we're going to just dislodge it. So Storage, and unmount USB host. As you can see, it's a 1 gig drive. So that one's done. Let's go ahead and try FAT32, which is this guy here. So I'm going to go back to the File Manager. As you can see, there's nothing in the USB. So now I'm going to plug that one in. And as you can see, it's lit up there. Because this has USB on the go, which means it can provide power through the USB port. So that's why these thumb drives work, and it should work with external hard drives. And as you can see, the documents that are on this one, which is formatted FAT32, came up. So now we're going to go back to the settings, and I am going to unmount it again. Okay. And go back to the File Manager here. And as you can see, there's nothing there again. And this one is formatted as NTFS. And plugged in, you can see the light. And as you can see, that one is running as well. So all is well and good with the thumb drive. So you should have no trouble with external drives and getting them to run with this. Now I want to show you one other cool thing. I've been asked to check with mouse and keyboard. So what I've got here, I've got a full-size keyboard, and on this it has 2 ports. So this is going to also act as a USB hub. So I'm going to put that down here. We're going to zoom out a little bit. There you go. And I'm going to plug it in right there. the device will give a quick little flicker once it's recognized. And as you can see, if I type in, information comes up. So that's cool. Well, the other thing is we want to test a mouse. So I've got a standard mouse here, laser optical mouse, and I'm going to plug that in to the port on the keyboard. So now I've got a mouse and a keyboard plugged in. Now the mouse on this device is a black cursor, so it's a little hard to see. So I'll put it over here in the lighter area, and as you can see right there, the mouse is working. But that's not enough. Let's also go ahead and just plug in our NTFS drive into there, to the USB. And you can see it said USB out. So let's go ahead and click on our file manager and click over here on USB. And what do you know? I have access to the files on the external drive as well as the mouse and the keyboard. So really a great little feature. I'm going to unplug the USB now, and we're going to move all this out of the way. Now, people had also asked about USB adapters, and unfortunately the USB adapter I have for Bluetooth is not working. So there may be some tweaks or maybe some other firmwares. This is currently running version 4.01. There is an update to 4.03. I just haven't updated it yet because overall everything's working just fine for me. So I've got these other two tablets here that I just want to do a quick comparison on. I've got this is the Novo 7 Aurora. We've got the Novo 7 Advanced, and this is the Ramos W6 HD. And as you can see, side by side, the Aurora is just a little bit thinner. It's also got the nice rounded edges versus these others are a little square. It does sit a little taller, but they all have pretty much the same ports. The Novo 7 Advanced has 800 by 600 resolution, whereas the Aurora and the Ramos are 1024 by 600. Now I've been asked, we're going to do a little side-by-side comparison here of these devices. So I made this little rig here. And unlock all of them. Now I have set the brightness to max on this so that we can get a proper view. Too many buttons. Okay, so looking at them head on, they look about the same. The Aurora is a little brighter, but when you start tilting them, you'll start noticing a change. The Aurora is still bright, but the others are starting to dim, particularly the Novo 7 Advanced. And as I get it to here, you can still see the Aurora. And if I tilt it towards the light, and then you can start really seeing the difference, you can still see the Aurora there. Let me zoom this in a little bit so it gets a little clearer, and I'll drag them along. So, tilting up, as you can see, the Advanced there versus the Aurora versus the Ramos. So, it actually is really a great screen. Since I know this video is already running over the 15 minutes, I'm going to throw in a little more information on the screen comparison, because I don't think the one I did before was quite as good as I would hope. So I've got Angry Birds Rio here, which is a nice bright screen. It's also a moving screen, and you can see first off just in the resolutions, these are both 1024 by 600, whereas this is 800 by 600. So you can see you get a little more display out of just these two to begin with, and the IPS screen is brighter than the others. If I tilt it up, you can again see, really kind of see the difference now. You can still see the IPS screen, but you can't see the other two quite as well, particularly the Advanced. And if we tilt it towards the sun, you know, all but disappeared. So I'm going to also zoom in just like I did before, just so you can kind of really see the difference here. The Aurora screen is really nice and crisp. Even compared to the Ramos, which is the same resolution, it just seems to have a little more clarity to it. And just cleaner, you know, clearer. And then there's the Advanced, so you can see the difference. I'm also going to arrange these in a different way. Let's go this way first. as you can see. And we'll just push that one back a little bit, give it a better fair. Okay, and let's arrange these also in a tall formation. Do what you need to get the point across. Okay, so now I've got the 3 tablets all in the same orientation this way. And again, the Aurora screen here in the middle sticks out between the 3. If we again tilt it up, you can see the brightness as it changes, and the Aurora screen is still the best one. And it's not a matter of where the camera is focused at, it's just a matter of the screen. The quality of the screen is very, very nice. Again, tilt towards the sun, and the screen still happens. So we'll get back to the rest of the video. Thanks. And we're gonna pop this guy back out, move these off to the side, and we're just gonna do some quick tests of a game or two, and then I'll go to connecting it up to the TV, so there'll be a break in the video. So I've got a pretty high-powered graphics game here called Shadowgun, and as you can see, NVIDIA. Really graphic intense. Some people have recalled that it had issues on the Novo 7 Advanced running the videos. I was able to watch through the video. It stuttered maybe 3 times, and then I got to the gameplay itself, and you can see the camera sitting up there. So let's go ahead and turn up the volume here. Resume. And again, this is currently at the stock speeds. It can be overclocked. Takes a minute to load. I must say though, I'm not the greatest at this game. Oh. Let's get this other guy here. But as you can see, gameplay is fluid and smooth. And if I knew how to walk, life would be good. Some baddies here. And that would be my life ticking away. So, gameplay's good. As you can see, I was just killed. Isn't life a bit? Alright, let's go ahead and quit. Exit out of there. So that's Shadowgun. Probably the most graphic intense game that I've got to show. Adobe Reader. And I've got a graphic novel here, also known as a comic. And as you can see, it's clear. Now, one thing with Adobe Reader I've noticed recently, and I don't know if it's just the Adobe Reader itself, but if you change the rotation, it goes out of the program. Graphics are crisp and clear, so I can't complain there. So, now I'm going to go ahead and turn off the camera. I'm going to set up for, we're going to do a quick view of this outside in the sun, and then we'll do the TV and try to do some browsing and see what else we can fit in this video. Thanks.